Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Genesis Center for Spiritual Living. We're going to stand and sing our opening song, All Is Well.
No, actually, it's a song.
Sorry, I forgot to tell Rose.
Okay. So this is a song that I wrote when I was a little child, and that's the words. So just sing along. Holy Spirit, holy, Holy Spirit, holy, Holy Spirit, holy, Holy Spirit, holy, Holy Spirit, move on me. Holy Spirit, yes, you are my friend, and you guide my day, yes, you show the way. Holy Spirit, move on me. Sweet amazing Spirit, sweet amazing Spirit, sweet amazing Spirit, sweet amazing Spirit. Oh, sweet Spirit, move on me. Sweet amazing Spirit, yes, I know you touch me. Well, I know you bless me. Yes, I know you feel me. Oh, sweet Spirit, move on me. Well, I know that I've been touched by the hand of amazing, sweet Spirit. Move on me, move on me. Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, move on me, move on me, move on me, move on me.
Thank you. That was beautiful and inspiring. I'm so glad you're all here and have come to this place to share your goodness with all of us. And we are here to do that with you as well. So my name is Reverend Rose. I'm not the Reverend here, but I am a Reverend, and I am also the host and spiritual practitioner today. So our online host is Eric today, so if you are online, you will be connecting with him. So if you're watching on Facebook, please say hello to everyone in the comments, share your reactions, and make your connections there. And everyone that's here, I think has been here before, what is your name again? Lisa, okay, welcome Lisa. We're glad you came to join us today. Please join me in reading our mission and vision statements. We are building a vibrant community, cultivating a garden of spiritual growth, honoring vulnerability, creating a safe place of comfort and peace where all are welcome and accepted. Our vision: Genesis is a bright beacon with an unshakable heart of love, accepting all. A home for the soul where we each creatively express our spiritual brilliance. So we are going to go through the announcements. Thursdays from 7 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 weeks starting January 16th on Zoom. The Mystical Path offers a journey into oneness. Expand your awareness of the divine presence through identifying common, timeliness, truths of mystics, and how these truths relate to the principles, practices, and teachings of the science of mind. Explore personal beliefs and experiences to deepen your understanding and expand your consciousness. Learn how the principle of oneness has a direct impact on your life and how to work with it masterfully. And the person teaching this class is Christine S. Young. She is a practitioner here at Science of Mind here in Burien, Center for Spiritual Living. If you have more interest in this class, please stop at the reception table at the back, and Cynthia will give you more information on this class. I think it's going to be really exciting. So we'll go from there. I guess I think that was the only announcement that we actually had this morning. There is another one, Sunday, January 26th, Volunteer with Genesis from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Sound Foundations, Building Tiny Homes, Building Community. This is, I don't know how many years this has been around, but I know that they're also developing a way to make collapsible houses that can be shipped all over. So there's some exciting things happening at Sound Foundations. I hope you will come and join us. We need 10 people. I think we already have 8, so we're looking for a couple more to expand to go there and watch little homes and little houses for people be constructed, painted, everything from start to finish. I used to be a manager with building houses in Colorado when I lived there, and so this is going to be exciting to watch and to welcome new people into.
And Rose, we aren't going to be watching, we're going to be building.
Yeah. Yep, it is going to be building the houses, so that's cool. Okay, now that we have welcomed our guests, let us welcome and greet one another. We have what's called a meet and greet. So if you would like to get up and introduce yourself, that would be great.
Good morning. How are you? Lisa, I'm Mike.
Should have asked, are you a hugger, a shaker, or just a
I'll shake. I'm Lisa. Hi, Jim. Nice
We're
to
huggers
meet you.
here.
Okay, well, normally I am. Bring it on.
I got a hug for you. I got a wait.
All right. Oh, good. Hi. Yeah. Hello. Hi, I'm Lisa.
I'm Charles.
Hi, Charles. Nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Lisa. No. Thank you. Hello, I'm Lisa.
I'm Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Older man.
Hi Lisa, I'm James.
Hi, James. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, glad you're here.
Good morning.
Oh,
Morning, Charles.
we have a book study group afterwards. 1 to 1 if you're available. It's a book by Thich. So if you're around, you don't need to, but we read the book and talk about it.
I have to go.
All right.
So it's going to be crooked. Sorry. Okay. Give you a hug right Good morning. Okay, my dear. Good morning.
More like this.
Hi there, I'm Lisa. Karen. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Okay, I would like to take this time to thank everyone that's in service today. We are so grateful for those who come early to set up and all the things to prepare for this time where we're all sharing. And they show up in service on Sunday and pull everything apart and put it back together before we leave. So I want to say thank you to our setup and cleanup crew, which are Eric, Jim, Gideon, and Cynthia. Cynthia is also our morning greeter, and Mike. So on the projector and video, Eric and Mike, and our online host is Eric. Our sound tech is Jim, and Gideon will be handling our offering collection. I am your practitioner host, and glad to be here this morning. Our musician is Stephan Plummer. And we're really happy for that. Yes, so we will move into singing and centering song, breath and turning within. So it's breath and turn, breathe and turn within.
I breathe and turn within. I breathe and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's presence. I breathe and turn within. I breathe and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's love. I breathe and turn within. I breathe and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's presence. I breathe and turn within. I breathe and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's love. I pray. I pray and turn within. I pray and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's presence. I pray and turn within. I pray and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's love. I sing. I sing and turn within. I sing and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's presence. I sing and turn within. I sing and turn within. I open up my heart and feel God's love.
Out of the book, The 365 Science of Mind, I'm going to read, I bless everything and know that all good will multiply in my experience. But whoso looketh the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this person shall be blessed in their deeds. That's from the book of James, chapter 1, verse 25. If God was not created in the past, nor is it to be annihilated in the future, it is eternal, permanent, absolute, and from all eternity it is sufficiently embraced in its essence all possible merits. Out of the Mahayana, James tells us that we should look to the perfect law of liberty, follow its precepts, and when we shall be blessed in our deeds, this means to keep the eye single or centered on the presence, the power, and the responsiveness of spirit. The law of God would have to be a law of liberty, since bondage could not come from freedom any more than death could be born of the principle of life. We often wonder why we are so limited and so frequently project the blame for our limitations upon the universe itself. This is psychological tricks that we play in ignorance of the true facts. Limitation is not imposed upon us by the universe, but through our own ignorance. Every discovery in science tends to prove this. The invisible takes temporary form in our experience. Fortunately, none of these forms is permanent. We should look upon them as a play of life upon itself. In our own experience, we are privileged by the creative wisdom to become co-creators in our personal affairs. The divine creative spirit embraces every possible action. No greater freedom could be found or given, and we should daily open our consciousness to the divine influx, experiencing greater wisdom, more definite guidance, and more complete self-expression. Today, I lift up my consciousness and receive a more abundant expression. I bless everything and know that all good will multiply in my experience. I expect the good. I live in a state of joyous anticipation as well as quiet realization. I expect the all good to manifest in my experiences today and every day of my life. Well, let's move into a few moments of prayer, knowing that we are one with the divine. The divine is our source and supply in everything that shows up in our life. We are the goodness of God. God is expressing in and around and through each of us and all of us, showing us the way through guidance. We look to the future, not by replacing the past, but by releasing it, knowing that we stand in our good at every moment. And movement is always growing. We are directed in perfection. by the guidance of the divine. And that guidance is our good. We resonate in that. We live in that. We abide freely in that. And we move forward, one step at a time. And it's all good. Knowing that we are one with the divine, we create goodness, elegance, compassion, love, forgiveness, generosity, and joy. And with all that in our hearts and minds, we are assured that we take each step in the kindness of the divine. And in knowing this, we say, let it be. I will introduce our guest. Actually, she will introduce herself now. So,
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Genesis. I'm glad to be here. And thank you for the sound guys who tried to get me centered on a different type of music that I love too. I love all genres of music. I was born in Patsy Cline's hometown of Winchester, Virginia. And I do remember singing before I spoke. I don't remember talking, but I do remember singing. And I remember sitting on my brother's lap eating oatmeal. And how do you eat oatmeal and sing? But we made it work. You take a bite of oatmeal and swallow, and then you'd sing. But anyway, so I've been singing since then, and I believe that I was supposed to sing. So then I ended up writing music, and I've traveled all over the country, landing in Seattle, being a permanent transplant, because I've lived now half of my life over here, and I love it. I love the people, and I just love everything about it, and I think it's just a very loving place to be. And also with the Centers for Spiritual Living and all of the wonderful places that we get to go and sing and hang out that are so accepting and loving. And it just really allowed me to blossom. I grew up in a Pentecostal church, and that was great. That's where a lot of my music comes from, and the spirit of it, at least. And then all of these churches allowed me to I just felt like this tight bud that just got to bloom in the warmth of the love and acceptance. And so then I wrote 5 CDs, and I'm just keeping on, you know. And I remember a number of years ago, I was like, you know, God, I'm getting kind of older. Am I supposed to just keep on singing? And I heard this voice that said, you came in singing, go out singing. And so, plan to see me in another 30 years. I might be sitting at that time, you know, more. And but I'm just going to keep on singing. So I just encourage everybody to keep on doing what is yours to do in this world, because the world needs us to do our thing, you know, make the world, and for us to be happy. And so am I supposed to sing a song now? Okay.
yes. We would love that.
And but where's my oatmeal now? It's not that easy to sing with oatmeal in your mouth, though, I just want to say. But this song, I think, speaks a lot to what I just said, so here we go. I keep hearing voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again of who I am, because I need to know. Ooh, oh, you
I can't feel a thing. And you say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, oh, you say I am yours. And I believe what you say of me. The only thing that matters now is everything you think of me. In you I find my worth, in you I find my identity. Ooh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, oh, you say I am yours. And I believe what you say of me. Taking all I have and now I'm laying it at your feet. You'll have every failure, God. You'll have every victory. Ooh, oh, you say I am loved and I can't feel a thing. And you say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, oh, you say I am yours. And I believe what you say of me. Sing it with me. You say I am loved when I think I am. Let's start it over, okay? Sorry. Loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I'm strong when I think I say I'm strong when I think I am weak. You say I am held when I am falling short. You say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, you say I am yours. And when I don't belong, oh, you say I am yours. And I believe what you say of me. I believe what you say of me. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephan. That is amazing. And it's true. In spite of appearances, we all can live in a supportive universe. I think we all live in a friendly universe, and we can lean into it, and as we know it's true more and more, it becomes more true in our experience. I love this time of year because there are so many holidays. I hope I'm going to do some of them justice. Today is about expanding at the top. We're going to do a burning bowl ceremony, and we have two parts to it. We're going to write down those parts of 2024 that we would like to leave behind. We have two pieces of parchment paper, and on one we'll write down what we'd like to let go, and we will put it in that blue bowl there by the music stand at the door, which then I and whoever else wants to will go and set ablaze outside and have a little fire. We'll also write down those things about 2024 which delighted us, which still delight us, that we love, and that we want to continue to be part of us, part of our experience. But it's knowing, as Stephan said about half an hour ago, knowing what you don't want is as important as what you do want. And so this is when we when we're writing down the things from 2024 that we no longer want, this is a knowledge that will be helpful. So, lots of holidays for today. The first one is going to be Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa it's an African American holiday, or originally we all can celebrate Kwanzaa. Everybody's welcome. It was created in 1966 in order to be a way, we all, evolutionarily speaking, we all started in Africa. Our most distant ancestors are in Africa, and there was some kind of African wisdom tradition which helped everybody from Africa thrive enough to leave Africa and take over and move into the whole world. There are 7 candles for Kwanzaa, and you see 7 candles here. The red cup represents joy, and it also represents the tribulations that we've had to go through to get where we are. The green, the fruit, represents the fruits of our work, the fruits of our labor. There are 7 Kwanzaa principles, which I haven't memorized, but I can tell you about half of them are about our individual peace and harmony, about what we as individuals can bring to the world. Things like unity, creativity, self-determination. And half of them are about harmony, about things that the community brings to the world. Communal economics, working together, things like that. And so this is a message for everybody in the world, is we have our individual work, our individual contribution to be part of the whole, and the community embraces us, and we can embrace the community back. So wonderful. So this, and seven candles for the 7 days of Kwanzaa. The first day of Kwanzaa is always on December 26th. So what cats and English people know as Boxing Day, we can also know as the first day of Kwanzaa. I'm going to step through 2024 briefly and then talk about ways we say yes to life. But let's first say together our affirmation. Let's say it 3 times together. I create exciting new ways to experience and express spirit. I say yes to life. I create exciting new ways to experience and express spirit. I say yes to life. I create exciting new ways to experience and express spirit. I say yes to life. And we do say yes to life. And creating Kwanzaa in 1966 was an exciting new way to experience and express spirit. So 2024 was our year of a grand rising. This is a rising up of ourselves, of uplifting of ourselves with both our earthly self and our spirit self. So which is what made it so grand. We ended 2023 with a burning bowl ceremony. And then we started 2024 with a white stone ceremony with visioning. We moved into studying uncomfortability, and we learned that we can do hard things. And we learned actually the more we do hard things, there's a part of our brain which exercises. Every time you do a hard thing, it makes it easier to do the next hard thing. So every time you find yourself struggling, know that this makes you stronger. We then moved into how we've never done it and the growth mindset. Then my very favorite theme was giant gentleness, how when we expand into gentleness. We expand into being kind and compassionate to ourselves and others. Then we moved into good to great to grand, sacred audacity with God expanding as us. Practice makes imperfect. This is my other favorite. I have lots of favorite themes. Practice makes imperfect is about how when you do something, you never do it the way you pictured it, doing it ideally. But what you do is so unique, it can be better. And so to study what you do and the difference between yourself and perfection can help you appreciate the true you, the diversity of you, your individual talent and expression. So imperfection is a gift. We talked about trauma, othering, embracing our distances, pieces into peace and bringing oneness, empowering each other for the collective good. And last month, November, was about gratitude, about finding the delights in life, about sharing the delights and bringing more abundance into our lives and in the world. And this is our ultimate sermon of 2024, our very last one. And it's about stepping the landing. This is how we're landing at the end of 2024 and getting ready to move into 2025. So my first point is going to be how do we open at the top? And actually, Ernest Holmes says, find me one person who can get their own littleness out of the way, and they shall reveal to me the immeasurable magnitude of the universe in which I live. Find me one person. We can all take our littleness and get our littleness out of the way, and then we can expand into the immeasurable magnitude of the universe. It was 11 days ago that the Montana Supreme Court found constitutional a youth climate judgment. They upheld the judgment for youth climate. So what happened is a bunch of teenagers and 20-somethings sued the state of Montana for facilitating the destruction of the climate. And they found that the Montana Constitution guarantees a safe and livable climate. It's the right of every citizen to have a safe and livable climate. And our government has the obligation to do what it can to help facilitate a safe and livable climate. And the Montana Supreme Court ruled that, yep, you can read it in our Constitution. There it is. So we're not sure where they're going with that, but it's nice that there is that in the Constitution. Actually, about half the states have a similar clause in their Constitution. So one can expect more legal support for the government, helping to keep the planet healthy for all of us. So I think the kids who launched this lawsuit really managed to get out of the way of their littleness and appreciate that there is a responsibility, there can be justice in the world if we're willing to step forward and move into it. And so this is something we can all learn for whatever's in our lives. You know, it's important to know what we want. It's important to know what we don't want. We want a safe and healthy climate. We don't want a toxic climate. We also, our second thing is we want to align with spirit. And sometimes we find ourselves aligning with spirit through synchronicity. David Richo said, synchronicity works as a catalyst towards working out of that, our destiny. So I want to bring us all back to the Cold War. In December 1955, intercontinental ballistic missiles were still years away. They hadn't invented them yet. They were working on it. But there were too many nuclear weapons. The world could be destroyed with all the nuclear weapons, and the Soviet Union and the US were at loggerheads with each other. There was an organization called NORAD. There still is an organization called NORAD, North American Air Defense. And what they did was they monitored via radar the entire, every way you could get bomber airplanes to the United States from the Soviet Union, our enemy at the time. And there was a phone in the NORAD stations that was only for emergency use. And in December 1955, it rang. And Colonel Harry Stoop answered the phone, said, "Colonel Stoop." And a voice on the other end said, "Santa Claus?" And Colonel Stoop said, "What are you talking about? This is North American Air Defense." And the little boy started crying. And Colonel Stoop was a father of 4, and he recognized that this wasn't a prank. It was somebody who thought he was Santa Claus. And so then he said, "Ho, ho, ho, sorry, I was just kidding there." And talked to him as Santa Claus. And then later on, and then he had the little boy put his mom on. And the mom said, "Oh yeah, this is the number the Sears department store put on a big billboard to say, call this number to speak to Santa Claus." And there was an off by 1 error. And so what Colonel Stoop did was he assigned 2 airmen to answer all the calls as Santa Claus. And then on December 24th, somebody put a bunch of deer and just a cutout of deer and a sleigh and Santa on the boards they used to keep track of where all the bombers were in Russia and the US. And Colonel Stoop even called up a radio station and said, "This is Colonel Stoop of NORAD, and I'm seeing an incursion coming from over the North Pole. Wait, it looks like a sleigh carried by reindeer." So this is 69 years ago, and they've gone with it. Today there are over 1,000 people who work answering emails and answering phone calls as Santa Claus to all the people who call. And this is one of the things my grandkids and I spent a lot of Christmas Eve looking on my cell phone, on our various cell phones, to see the Santa tracker. So these days, it isn't just a phone call. There's a little app, and you can watch Santa delivering presents to 8 billion people around the world, starting, from 9 p.m. to midnight, going around the world. You can still go. You won't see Santa live, but they have recordings of it for various cities, including Seattle, Chicago, New York, etc. So this is something fun. This is a way that NORAD has brought a lot of lightness and joy into the world. And I remember, probably many of you remember hearing this back when there used to be network TV. You heard about NORAD is telling us where Santa Claus is. And now the little kids can look at it on their phones and see animated Santa and reindeer. So when we find synchronicity allows us to align with Spirit even more so, we can be like Colonel Stoop and start a tradition that may last 69 or hopefully way more years. When we're looking for what we want, a lot of reasons, there are 2 main reasons why people don't decide to sort of go for our heart's desire. And one is fear of losing what we love. And the other is not knowing how we can get it. And I think we can let go of the fear. We can negotiate with the fear. And as for the how, sometimes we just need to know what it is we want and leave the how to the universe. The universe is friendly and creative and loving and can help us get what we want. If we're willing to go for what we want, there are all kinds of ways that the how can be answered. And I want to talk about Hanukkah. We've got our Hanukkah there. Now we have enough candles for Hanukkah. 2,300 years ago, Prince Antiochus was the second son of the king of Syria. And he grew up, he went to high school in Rome. He was like a wise world leader. But because he was the second, his brother got to be king when dad died. And then Heliopolis was a gentleman. He killed his brother and took over the Syrian kingdom. Right, so not much of a gentleman. And Antiochus got together the revolutionaries and went and took back the throne. So he became the king of Syria. He's known as Antiochus Epiphanes. Epiphanes Antiochus the Glorious, because he'd done that. And he was actually a pretty good leader of the army. And so from Syria, they expanded and took over Israel, and they moved into Egypt. Later on, they made a treaty with Egypt and moved back. And so he was excited about being, the new ruler of Israel, and decided that everybody should be Hellenized. They should all understand, all the Greek arts, all the Greek gods. And he went in and he noticed that a whole lot of people were worshiping this other god. He's like, that's no good. He said, I know, we'll just make it illegal. So penalty of death for worshiping God, the Jewish God, and let's go desecrate the temples so that you're not going to do it in there. The Maccabees, especially Judah Maccabee, was living there, and suddenly their kingdom, his dream was that he could go and they could worship their God again and they could have their temples back. And there was some fear that they might lose their lives because the Syrian army was very powerful. It just conquered their country recently, as well as Egypt, which is a much more powerful nation. And he didn't know how he was going to overthrow the Syrian government. He just knew that if they're willing to let go of the fear and cling to the idea, they could manifest the idea. So they went and they took over the main temple in Jerusalem, and they were reconsecrating it. But they needed 8 days of oil, and they only had 1 day of oil. And this is why we have the 8 candles for Hanukkah, is that the 1 day worth of oil lasted 8 days. And we don't know how. Did they find extra oil? Did it burn extra slowly? Was there magic? Was it just like the consciousness of them kept the oil burning because they knew it would, because they had faith? All that happened 2,300 years ago, so I leave the exact mechanism to your imagination and your discernment. But we know that after 8 days, the oil had been burned, and they got a relief expedition. People were inspired by them and came and uprose, and there are always more people than there are soldiers, and they knocked the Syrians out of Jerusalem, and they got their country back. And for generations, until Rome took it over, but for 100 years, they had their country. And they got to worship their gods, and under Rome they got to worship their gods too. So this was Judah and the Maccabees. This is why they celebrate Kwanzaa. This is the idea that Hanukkah. We celebrate Hanukkah to represent the idea that we can do what we want, that God is always there with us if we're willing to let go of the how and let go of the fear and move into faith and move our feet. Faith and move. They prayed and moved their feet. They didn't just pray at home. They went and took over the temple and consecrated the oil. So we can all do our version of that. So now what I want to do is have us start our burning bowl ceremony. And you should have a pen and 2 pieces of paper. And on one piece of paper, I'd like you to write down that you know what you don't want. To think about 2024 and what from 2024 would you like to leave in the past? Would you like not to continue with you to 2025? And write it on one piece of paper. And that piece of paper, you can rip it up, you can crumple it up, you can toss it in that pot where we're going to release it in the flames. The other, if there's anything in 2024 that served to delight you, that you really want to continue, that is going to be a good start into 2025, I encourage you to write that on the other piece of paper, which you can take or you can burn. Either way, you'll know the consciousness of what you want to savor, what you want to bring with you, and you know what it is you don't want. So Stephan will provide us with writing music. We review our year. Remember, besides events, you can leave behind things like fear, despair, unforgiveness, lack, defensiveness. All of these qualities are things that you can set ablaze and turn the negative energy into positive energy, supportive energy. Okay, and now let's put our last few thoughts down on paper, and you can always add to it later to either of your lists, both of your lists. So this week, as we leave 2024 behind us, we remember, like the Montana kids, who brought us the legal right to a safe and livable climate. that we are open at the top. We can always expect more. And who knows, we may get it. Remember, like Colonel Stoop of NORAD Air Command, that by following synchronicity and being aligned with spirit, we can bring a new tradition into Christmas of getting to watch Santa delivering presents all over the world, of generosity and abundance worldwide. And also, like the Maccabees, we can let go of our fear and move into the what we want and what we don't want, and to forge our future. Next year, our theme is rising higher, growing deeper. And next week, we're going to do a white stone ceremony to get our word for the year. And we're going to spend a whole month, more than a month, visioning what's our wow in Genesis. What is it we like and want more of? So come back next year. In the meantime, let's say this together 3 times. I create exciting new ways to experience and express spirit. I say yes to life. I create exciting new ways to experience and express spirit. I say yes to life. I create exciting new ways to experience and express spirit. I say yes to life. And we do. And now we also should have prayer cards. And I encourage you to look, to start off by writing a demonstration. Anytime that you had a prayer that came true in some way, that worked out for you, the more you write the demonstrations, the more quickly, easily, and confidently your prayers will come true. And then for prayers, you can pray for somebody else, you can pray for the world, you can pray for yourself. It can be a prayer of need, a prayer of celebration. And if we could have prayer music. And now Stephan will bring us yet another wonderful solo piece.
Thank you so much, Reverend. I got a call on Christmas from a number I didn't recognize. You all ever had this happen to you? Why have it happened, but not on Christmas? Christmas, they give you a break, right? But I got it then a second time. And I decided, I'm going to answer this call. And so I did. And it was a lady. I won't say her name. I didn't recognize her. I said, do I know you? And she said, from the building at Unity of Seattle, which I hadn't been to in many years. And she said, I would love the lyrics to your song, Rising in Love. And so I said, okay, I'm going to send. So on Christmas Day, I sent these lyrics. And as I was writing them, I thought, wow, who wrote this song? Oh, yeah, God writes the songs, right? I just hold the pen. But I just thought, wow, there's something in this for her, something in it for me, there's something in it for the world on Christmas, And so that's this song, Rising in Love. And I just know that it's being a blessing right now to this lady. So that's how I spent part of my Christmas. It's about giving, right? Sharing. Though there are times when I cannot see the path in front of me, I lose my way and feel so alone, like every friend I've ever known is gone, so far, far from home. Then I hear life call to me, there are choices to make. So how will it be? Are you gonna play safe and risk nothing at all? Or will you rise up with the colors of dawn, illuminating every step and every step that you take? And I'm rising in love. In love. This is my choice, this is my life, and I'm rising in love. The fear won't stop it, and the seasons won't change it, and war can't kill it. Within me, your love flows throughout, so naturally, raising my heart, singing my voice, speaking of love, calming the noise, and generating every breath that I take. So I'm rising. And this is my life, and I'm rising in love. Love is lifting us higher. And I know love is lifting us higher. 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 Oh, higher and higher.
So, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to do the prayer cards or what we're doing now, so. Yes, the collection. Okay. So Gideon is going to come around and collect those. If you can put them in the basket that he offers you, that would be great. Okay. This is the donation card for Genesis Center for Spiritual Living. I don't have anything here on this. You can now add your processing fees to your donations. This is your opportunity to fill this card out, which is at the welcome table, is it not? Cynthia will give it to you. You can text your tithe to 206 800 7595. 206 800 7595. Otherwise, you can put it in the white envelope that was given to you on your seat and fill out your donation if you brought it with you today. So he will come around and collect those when you're finished filling them out. Okay. I'm usually in the back holding power for service while it's going on, and I know nothing about what's going up here. So thank you for your patience. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am thankful. And so it is.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need,
And more.
and I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need, and I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need, and I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Love gives me everything I need. Love gives me everything I need.
Oh, okay. Now, thank you for everything that you have placed so generously into this basket. Hold your prayer request and offering next to your heart as we say our offering blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am thankful. And so it is. With open hearts, we receive these gifts, knowing the fruits that come forth do powerful works. and we bless the givers. We bless the generosity in their hearts, the love that they give with, knowing that as we give, we receive tenfold. So in our hearts, we know gratitude, and our gratefulness is increasing every moment of every day, step by step, day by day, and moment by moment. And so it is.
And now we have a closing song.
Yes, ma'am.
And the words are on the screen, so if you want to join us and if you want to stand and dance, whatever you want to do, dance into the new year. So I just want to thank Genesis for inviting me here. Thank you, Cynthia. And thank you. It's so great to be here, so thank you, thank you. And here we go. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
For joining us today. We look forward to seeing you all again. And please join us after service for food and refreshments.